Well, June 15th is not only Father's Day, but it's also World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. It's a time to shed light on a growing but often overlooked issue. Cases of elder abuse are on the rise, especially when it comes to financial exploitation and self-neglect. Joining us this morning is Dr. Peter Lichtenberg from Wayne State University. Dr. Lichtenberg is a leading expert in the field, here with us to help us understand the warning signs, what's being done to protect elder adults, and how you can report concerns here in West Michigan. Dr. Lichtenberg, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, and thanks for covering this important topic.
Absolutely. Let's first start with, we talk about World Elder Abuse Awareness. Definitely just makes sense, but for those who ask the question, why does this matter? Why should we recognize this day?
Started in 2006 by the UN, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day is critical because older people can be quite vulnerable to all kinds of abuse, emotional, psychological abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, financial exploitation, and they can also be vulnerable to neglect or self-neglect. And 1 out of 20 older adults are experiencing some type of abuse each and every year.
Now, you mentioned a few of those abuse measures that are seen. Are any certain types are more common than others?
Yeah, the most common form of abuse is financial exploitation and emotional or psychological abuse. But neglect and self-neglect are also rapidly rising. And although physical and sexual abuse are lower in frequency, of course, they can have exceptionally devastating consequences, including death, including murder. We know that people who are abused physically have shortened lifespans. And some of the warning signs of that are unexplained cuts and bruises, fear, around the caregiver or somebody that has been abusing them. And oftentimes, however, the older person is very hesitant to let anyone know about the abuse for a variety of reasons.
Now, speaking of, if someone suspects abuse with their loved one or just anyone that they know, what should they do or who should they call?
So, social services in Michigan is the Department Adult Protective Services, and they have one phone number that covers the whole state, and it's 1-855-444-3911. Any suspected abuse of a vulnerable or older adult should be reported to them. And what they're going to be looking for is, what is the vulnerability, what is the danger to the person, and kind of what do you know about the person. And these calls can be made anonymously. They're not going to reveal who made the call, but very important to know that number.
Now, Dr. Lichtenberg, a lot of family members, they often put their loved ones in nursing homes or long-term care facilities, to essentially keep them safe or put them in a place of safety. But if those concerns are happening in those places, where should people turn? What should they do? Are there alternative places that they could put their loved ones, or, what can they do?
Yeah, and so it's important to know that Adult Protective Services does not cover long-term care. And so you really need to go a different direction. And what we have is the Ombudsman Program. The Ombudsman Program also has a single number, 1-866-485-9393. They are there to investigate any kinds of conflicts with a nursing home, long-term care facility, and to help resolve that, including if they need to move somebody, they will.
Now, and some folks don't have those in nursing facilities, but how can we as a community, I love that we are highlighting this day and spreading the awareness about this issue, but how as a community can we do a better job at supporting our older adults?
We discussed briefly that financial exploitation is skyrocketing among older adults. Older adults are being targeted for that. Sometimes that's a scam. but sometimes it's by a trusted other, and that can also lead to physical abuse as well. And so we need our financial services to continue to be on the alert for this and to have really good protections in place and to learn how to have really good conversations with the older person so as not to leave them wide open to this form of abuse.
And you talk about the financial exploitation and those that are, just open to the scams and may fall victim to that. Are there any resources that help them to recover any of that loss?
Yes, we have a program called the SAFE program, and if you go on our website, olderadultnestegg.com, you will find a link to the SAFE program, and you can give us a call, send us a note, and we will work one-on-one with the person who's been victimized, try to make sure that we clean up their financial situation, especially loss of credit. Sometimes we can get monies back, but if it's been wired or it's been given out, unless it's to a contractor that we can chase down, if it's been wired out of the country, it's not going to come back.
Now, last question, Dr. Lichtenberg. Any resources or educational tools that you recommend for those who want to learn more about this topic and to highlight World Elder Abuse Day on Sunday?
The National Adult Protective Services Association has a great website, NAPSA, N-A-P-S-A. They have a great website that covers all forms of abuse. On our site, we were really focusing on financial exploitation, olderadultnestegg.com. You can go on there and fill out a financial vulnerability survey and find out how much at risk you may be for scams.
All right, sounds good. Dr. Peter Lichtenberg from Wayne State University, thank you so much for joining us this morning and highlighting this issue with our viewers.
My pleasure.